Hey everybody, Angel Medina here. On today's video, I'm going to be going over how much does it really cost to purchase a home. So a lot of times I get asked this question, so I thought it was really important for me to make a video on this topic. And the thing I want to tell you is I've seen other videos that go over this very topic, and the thing that I hear a lot is it's coming from other people that are in other professions, which is something where if you don't know how much it truly costs, it's coming from realtors, it's coming from people who aren't even in the business but who have worked with lenders. So today I want to provide this video coming from a lender and just to go over how critical that is, so that way you get the right information so you and your family make the best decisions. So again, today's video is how much does it really cost to purchase a home. Thank you very much for watching my video, and if you are new here, I would ask you please consider subscribing to my channel. Angel Medina, your lifelong mortgage advisor. Thank you. So again, on today's video, I'm going to go over how much does it really cost to purchase a home. Now, that question is a question where, just like with anything, there are three major factors to anybody's situation. And as far as how much does it cost is a question where it all depends on three factors, which the first one is your credit score. Now, that's not the only thing that we take in consideration, but that is one of the key factors. The second is your debt ratio. And what that means is after we verify your income and we verify the bills that you have on your credit report, how much is your overall debt? So meaning most people on average, you want to have anywhere between 43% debt divided into your income or lower. Now again, this is important to know that you can do loan programs where you will be able to do a higher debt ratio, which I'll get into a little bit later. And the last is how much do you want to put in your home, but that will depend on how much you actually have, but that's equity. So how much do you have in order to qualify for the loan? Now that right there is not really an easy answer, because you can put, let's say you have 30,000, but the loan program that you want to get, you have to have 15,000 available as far as assets. So that's another important matter that you have to take in consideration. So again, the first thing I want to go over are, in order to determine how much you really need to put for a home, you have to consider the credit score, your debt ratio, and the amount of equity, the amount of money you have to put down in a home. So once you get that, and once you have all those questions answered, you'll be able to determine how much you would actually need based upon, first, what you qualify for. The thing about that situation is you won't know how much you actually will have to put down until you speak to a lender and you go over those three factors. So once you go over those three factors and you consider the situation as far as what loans you will qualify for, then you'll be able to be on better track to see how much you are able to put down and how much you were required to put down. And the reason I say that is able or required is because let's say that you qualify putting 40,000 down, but you only have 10,000. So that makes no sense. So what I want to go over is the first loan, a conventional. So this is a great loan. This is one where I had another video. If you haven't seen it, it's a conventional versus the FHA, or FHA versus a conventional. They're both great loans, but the conventional, you would have to put down 5% of the loan amount. So to keep it to make it simple, so let's say the loan amount you're purchasing, let's just say 100,000. So 5% would be 5,000. But on top of that, you're also going to have to consider you have other fees when you're purchasing a home, and those other fees consist of the title fees and the escrow fees. You also have what's called prepaid interest, and what that means is until you close, when you close your loan, and you have per diem, per day you pay interest until your next payment, and it's included in the loan. lenders will say you'll skip a payment, but that payment just doesn't vanish and it doesn't go into thin air. You include it in the loan. And the other thing you want to take in consideration is the fees that you have considering title and escrow, yes. But another thing that may happen is you may make an offer on a home and your realtor actually asks the seller to go ahead and pay for half of your closing costs. So again, that will be another determination of how much you have to put down. So to answer that question with a conventional loan, basically you want to go off of the 5% first, and then you want to figure whatever you agree upon with the seller, because the seller normally picks the title and escrow. You go over with the seller, the title and escrow, and you'll be giving the fees that they charge from the lender. So once you're given those fees, you add the 5% and then you add the fees that are with title, escrow, and any lender fees. Now I want to touch on that as far as lender fees. Now anybody that I do a loan for, I always say to them that the biggest value that comes from me is really my services, because we all go off of the market. I like to keep it simple. There are three factors when you're given a rate. There's what's called par pricing. That means that you're not buying it down or you're not getting a higher rate. It's just right in the middle. Okay, so if you do par pricing, you're not buying down the rate, nor are you getting a higher rate to have the lender give you some money towards any of the closing costs. So the first is par pricing. The second is where you want to pay money to get a lower rate because it makes more sense. And what I mean by that is, let's say that you buy down the rate 0.25% and it costs you approximately $2,500, but the savings that you'll make that money back within 2 years. So that might make sense. That would be something that I would go over with my clients. Hey, if you buy down the rate 0.25%, your payments drop down $150 and you'll make that money back in X amount of years or months. So that is one of the things that you have to take in consideration as well when you are trying to see how much you would have to put down for a down payment. So again, I'm hearing a lot of times people talk about how much you really have to put down for a down payment, and that question is not that easy to answer. The best advice I can give you is never assume. There's no right answer to that question, because there's so many different factors that are involved that in order for you to really find that answer, you're going to have to talk to a professional. And in order to find a professional, I would recommend that you don't just go with the first one that you talk to. So let's say you're talking to a realtor and they refer you to a lender. I would say do your homework. Look on Google, look on Yelp, look at the reviews. If you talk to somebody and you really like them, then ask them, hey, do you have any reviews you can send me? So for example, when you work with me, I'll send you a list of over 100 reviews. I have video testimonials, and you can look me up on Yelp and Google and all the major search engines. So depending upon what state that you're in is where you're going to want to go. So for me, for example, I can only do California, but if you're working with another lender, let's say in Florida or New Mexico or Nevada, you want to first do your homework. And what I tell everybody is that you wouldn't just hire a babysitter to watch your kids and not do your homework first. So I would highly recommend is to go extreme, which I always think is better safe than sorry, is act as if you're trying to hire somebody to watch your kids. What would you do if you were in that situation? You would make sure and do your homework. You would look at the references. You might even talk to some of the people that they have worked with. So that is something that is really important, because at the end of the day, if you're just one of these shoppers where you're shopping around and you're trying to find the best pricing, by you shopping the wrong way, you'll end up costing you and your family a lot more money in the long run, and you'll end up paying more. And the reason I say that is not because I want you to work with me or just any lender. It's really because the services that I provide is I'm making sure from the very beginning towards the middle towards the end of the loan and even after the loan to make sure and to treat you exactly how I would want to be treated, and to treat you the same that I would do for my, let's say, my mom, my sister, my brother, my dad, any family member. And that is by being very transparent, not sugarcoating something, not telling you what you want to hear, but giving you the facts. That way you put yourself in the best position to make the best decisions. Somebody other than a lender, just understand those videos, I would say, do not make sense. I wouldn't listen to those videos. They're giving out false information, which is going to put you in a bad situation. You would talk to a doctor, they would ask you some questions, they would analyze your overall situation, and they would dig a little bit deeper in order to find out exactly what's wrong with you. So when you talk to a professional like myself, I would do the same thing. I would ask you some questions, I would dig a little deeper, and I would find out which is the best loan program for you. How much would be the right amount for you to put down? And if you cannot do it now, and you can have a goal so you can work towards. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you're new here, I would ask you please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like this video, please hit the like button. And also, if you see that little bell, go ahead and hit that bell. And once you hit that bell, any new videos that I make, any new videos that I upload, you'll automatically be notified, so you will be in the know. Thank you so much for watching my video. Angel Medina, your lifelong mortgage advisor. Thank you.